I've got this concept that, God, now I can put my thoughts down on a wall. It's like walking into your mind every day. It was pretty cool. And I've got something to work on, just-in-time delivery, build-a-suits and warehousing. And I'm thinking, wow. So you correctly told me it's one thing to have an idea, it's another thing to implement the idea. You remember telling me that?
I remember that.
They're two distinct differences. Well, I had the idea, and now I had the process to implement the idea. And so it was a beautiful thing. And so I worked on this concept for 6 months. I worked with another guy on it too. And we had a lot of fun doing it. We worked on it 3 days a week from about 11 to 2. You can't really think longer than 3 hours.
6 hours, yeah, that's a long.
Yeah.
So let's take the step back on that,
Yeah.
because I know this. I saw it. I flew over.
Did you?
This is about
That's
the
right.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
This is about the time when we're starting the dance of recruiting for us to come, our group to come over and start the Phoenix office. I flew over, and tell us about how that. You were talking about tack walls, but it wasn't just in your office.
Yeah,
you
I know. I rented
a spot.
I rented a room in Los Angeles, and it was about the size of a large conference room, and it had all these tack walls. We had this huge conference table on. The guy I was working on it with was a fellow named Howard Mann, and he was a thinker. And as you know, out of every 10 brokers in our industry, I'm going to say, I can't even say 10, out of every 20 brokers, out of every 50 brokers in our industry, there might be 2 thinkers. Is that a fair?
Right. A lot of just closers, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's probably true.
And so Howard was a thinker, and we had a blast. We had this, we brought in speakers, we brought in...
So you just had this room, you set it up, you started putting your ideas down, 6 hours...
No, 3.
3 hours
11
a
to
day.
2.
11 to 2, 3 days a week. 9 hours a week.
Yeah.
For 6 months.
Yeah. And
so
we loaded it up with tack walls, with builders, architects, subcontractors, city people.
they all came.
tenants,
They all came down there and
one or
talked to you.
2 or 3 at a time. And eventually they walked into the room. There's a saying in our industry. You want to get to the point where they talk about you when you're not in the room.